Hello everyone. So in the last video I created the rectangular duct model. Now we're going to do the round duct model. The round duct is just going to be a cylinder with a 10-inch diameter, and it's going to be 240 inches long, just like the rectangular duct. The 10-inch diameter again is just sized from those pressure calculations with the airflow at 400 cubic feet per minute. The details of that isn't important. So the rectangular duct, if you remember, has two lines of symmetry. So we broke up the cube into four separate sections, and we just have to use one of those for the analysis. The circle has an infinite number of lines of symmetry, so it's going to have infinite number of sections that we can use, and we just have to choose one of those sections. We can't really do an infinite number of sections because then it would be like you wouldn't be able to see it. It would just be a line. So I'm going to use a 3-degree pi wedge. I chose 3 degrees because it's small, but it's still big enough where you can see the wedge. You can use a 1-degree pi wedge or a 1/2 degree pi wedge, or even like a 5-degree pi wedge. The bigger the pi wedge, the least accurate it's going to be, but 3 degrees is good. If you don't understand the 3-degree pi wedge, then it'll make more sense when I actually go through the actual procedure. One of the biggest things a drafter has to do is figure out what the best way of modeling something is. In this case, the revolve feature is going to be extremely more easy than the extrude way. I'm going to show both ways just so you can see that the revolve feature is going to be a lot easier in this case. So I never actually showed you guys how I'm doing this in Ansys. So all I did was double click Fluid Flow CFX, and this guy pops up. These are, when you first open it up, these are all question marks, and all you have to do is you double click each one in a row, or after you finish it. So first you double click the geometry, and then a separate program pops up, and you create the model. You close it, this becomes a check mark, and then you go to the next step and do that. So that's how the Ansys program works. So I already opened up the geometry for our case. So here it is. So first you want to make sure you're in the right units. You can see right here down at the bottom that we're in inches and degrees. That's exactly what we want. If it wasn't, I would just go up here to units and change it to inch. In SolidWorks, you change it, you just have to click the inch right here and then check the units that you want. It'll pop up. In Creo, you have to go to File, Options, and it's somewhere in there. It's kind of hard to find, so just Google it if you can't find it. So with the rectangular duct, we had the airflow in the Z direction. If you remember, we created the rectangle on the XY plane. So that's what I'm going to do here again with the round duct. So first step is to create a sketch on the XY plane. So I already did that. I clicked XY plane, went up to this new tab, new sketch tab, and now we have the sketch one. So first I'm going to do the extrude way. So just like with the rectangle, there's a circle, excuse me, circle feature. I'm just going to click on the origin and then click out somewhere. It's going to give me the circle. So now I want to dimension it to 10-inch diameter. So there's a diameter dimension here, so I'll click diameter, click on the circle, click again where I want the dimension, and it gives me D2. Right now it's 6.7 inches, and I'll change that to 10. So now we have the circle, and now we want to extrude it in the Z direction. So I'm just going to highlight sketch 1 and go up to this extrude, click apply, and change 12 inches to 240 inches. So if I click generate, you'll see you get this nice long tube, and that's exactly what we want. Except we only want 3 degrees of this actual circle. Right now it's 360 degrees. You can use it 360 degrees, but it'll take a lot longer for the computer to go through the actual analysis part. So if we look at the circle here, if you remember with the rectangle, I made 2 lines here and then just sliced through the whole tube, and it created 4 separate sections. So here I'm actually just going to create a line here and then go out 3 degrees this way. So click XY plane, create a new sketch, and then I'm going to create a line. And I'm going to start at the origin. The P just means point. The only point is the origin, so I'll click that. And I'll go up. I want it vertical, and I want it on the circle. So there, I have the first line. So I'm actually going to click the origin again, and then out to the circle. See, right now it doesn't know. I don't know if this is 3 degrees or not. I know it's going to be a lot bigger than 3 degrees. So I can dimension this. If I go down there, it'll be an angle. So all I have to do is click the 2 lines, and it'll give me the angle between them. So I click thrice. Okay, you can't really see it, but it says A3 right here. Right now it's 32.8 degrees. I just want it 3 degrees. There. So now I have this small sector here. If I zoom in. So, just like before, if I click sketch 2, and then I'm going to extrude it, I'm going to slice right through it like I did before. Apply, instead of add material, I'm going to go to slice, 240 inches, hit generate, and bam. Now it's two separate bodies. So if I go to the body selector, we got that. Oop. We have that, and then if I click the smaller one, I got this small sector. So that was kind of a long way about doing it. I had to extrude it, and then I had to create 2 lines and slice through the tube. I mean, this way is perfectly okay, but I'm going to show you a much simpler way with the revolve feature. So I'm just going to delete what I just did here. So to revolve, you can imagine we have this tube. I should have left that up. Oh well. To revolve it, we have to have the profile in the Z direction, and then revolve it around the Z axis. So in this case, we're actually going to be on the YZ plane. So if I go to the YZ plane and I look normal to it, here's the YZ plane. I actually want to create this revolve around the Z axis. So excuse me, I actually want the oh well, this will be fine. Alright, so the YZ plane, I'm just going to create it this way and then revolve it around the Z axis here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to create a rectangle, and I have to create the profile. So the profile is going to start at the origin and then go up this way in the positive Z direction. So the length of it is going to be the 240 inches like it was before. And then the profile is going to be the radius of the circle, which is 5, because when I revolve it, it's going to create the diameter to 10 inches. So I'm just going to do the general dimension and go through here. Right now it's 0.1. I want to change that to 5. So now I got this profile. And now I just want to highlight sketch 3, and I'm going to do the revolve. I'll click apply. It's going to ask which axis you want to revolve around. So I'm going to click this, and then it's going to click the Z axis here, click apply, and then it asks me how far I want to revolve it. So right now, if I just click generate with the 360 degree, it's going to be just like it looked before. But we only want this 3 degree pi wedge. So I'm just going to type in 3 degree, click generate, and it only gives me this 3 degree pi wedge. you can see right here that it's only 3 degrees, and that's exactly what we want. So that was a lot easier than doing create the actual circle, extrude that, and then slice through it with a 3-degree line. So as a drafter, you really want to keep in mind what the easiest way is going to be for creating your model.